I'm so jealous still, though. His China trip is literally like it's something that I dream of.
美国网红甲亢哥的中国之旅近日落下帷幕。截至4月9日，他在 YouTube 平台上的8场直播累计收获6400多万观看，多条短视频在 Instagram 的播放量过亿。这次极具热度的中国直播之旅，不仅让外国网友看到真实的中国，也令许多海外博主分外眼红。
Do you guys remember when I was talking about this car over and over again? When I was like, I want this vehicle so bad? I'm so jealous still, though. I'm very happy for him, but I'm also incredibly jealous. His China trip is literally like it's something that I dream of. What's stopping you from doing a China trip? Work, man, work. Look at this. It's difficult to arrange. I'm very, very, very happy that he's doing this, though, because I feel like this puts a dent in the endless faucet of misinformation about China for an entire generation. Like, this is unshakable. Like, showing the truth, showing how cool China is.
然而，总有一些见不得说中国好的网友，针对甲亢哥的中国行诸多无端的怀疑论甚嚣尘上。同样来过中国旅游，在 TikTok 拥有1500万粉丝的海外博主 Dylan 对此进行了强有力的回击。
Because if you haven't seen, Speed currently traveling China, just like he's done with countless countries before. But what's interesting about this time is that suddenly people seem to have a problem with this. You see, after he started speaking positively about China, saying that Shanghai, the city looked amazing, the internet started going crazy. They started accusing him of being paid by the Chinese government to say these things, that he's spreading propaganda, and even that he's a Chinese spy. Speed. A spy. In fact, believe it or not, this got so big that Speed's cameraman, Slips, the man that follows him everywhere around the world, well, he had to make a statement about the whole situation to set it straight. He said, fact, amount of money I show Speed has received from Chinese government equals 0. But what's crazy though is like, he wasn't accused of, spreading propaganda when he spoke positively about all of the different countries that he's been to prior to China. But as soon as he goes there and says it, well, he immediately gets cooked. And low-key, I actually wanted to talk about this because I feel like I can relate. As you all know, I went to China myself in December and I made a video about Chongqing. And this video, I'm not gonna lie, it blew up. I think between Instagram and TikTok, it did over like 100 million, 150 million views. And so many people accused me of getting paid by the Chinese government. Why? Well, because people don't often go to China. It's just wow, because anyone, vlogs Paris. Wow, that's so aesthetic. Someone records in Japan and they're like, wow, they're so respectful, such an amazing culture. And then as soon as someone says something good about China, you're immediately a freaking puppet of the state. Like, come on. We're not on payroll here. We're just impressed that it has a freaking subway that's like as far down as 39 stories. Like a 39-story building. How could you not say that's crazy? Because for decades, there's been this giant wall of propaganda separating China and the West. But now, partly because of social media, you got creators like Speed walking straight through that wall and essentially showing the world and saying to them, yo, this is what I'm seeing. And that breaks down everything. It doesn't matter if you're pro-China, anti-China. When someone just shows you a raw, unfiltered reality, it messes with everyone's narrative. And that's probably why people are kind of freaking out about this whole situation, because in just a few hours of live streaming, Speed has accidentally done more to challenge propaganda than most politicians have done in years. And that's pretty freaking powerful. In fact, I'm gonna say it. I mean, the misconceptions I had before going to China were pretty intense. Low-key, I was a little bit even scared to go there. But honestly, I can say, and this is not freaking propaganda, okay, shut up. Traveling there was genuinely awesome. In fact, the only real scary thing about China was realizing and seeing firsthand how advanced they are now. There was even this part in Speed Stream when he was going through this tunnel and he was like, oh, okay, chat, like we're gonna lag, we're going through a tunnel, and then it just never lagged. And he was like, what the flip?
Yo, China's crazy. We're underground and we're not lagging.
And this is exactly what I experienced when I went all the way down to some of these subways. Somehow, they still had internet. Through all that, I don't even know how they've done that.
近年来，像甲亢哥这样的海外博主正在全球范围内掀起中国旅游热潮。在他发布的长城后空翻短视频的评论区中，仅在 YouTube 就拥有3亿多粉丝的世界第一网红野兽先生表示：“这让我想去中国旅游。”在这些博主的镜头下，中国的真实魅力毫无保留地展现在全球观众眼前。随着中国免签政策的持续优化，相信会吸引越来越多外国友人来线下打卡美丽的中国。